Good morning, everyone. Can you guys see me, hear me? Do- So I changed the ambience a bit. So now it's not natural light, but more artificial light. But yeah, I kind of like this. Maybe a bit more experiment to get that reflection away. But yeah, let's see. Keep experimenting, right? Hey, Alberto, just let me know once I'm visible. Doo-doo-doo. Hi, Sajad. Hi, Blender. Forever. Hi, Rehan. Good to see. This is a normal live stream after a long break, right? We did do live streams with guests, but yeah. So do let me know if this lighting is better than that warmer tone, right? Yeah, that's the right word. Warmer and cooler. So this is more cooler light. Cool, let's go. So let me start screen share. Nice. So what should we do, right? What are we doing here? Okay, let's open up Arc. And what we are doing is we are on full screen. Yep. Continue building link light. That is what we called it. Link light. Link light. GitHub slash. Where was it? Build with Hussein. Hopefully no typo in the URL, so we will be good to go. So what the plan is today, let me just pull up my notes for the points we want to implement. What do we want to do? Where did it go? Shouldn't be that far. Yeah, got it. Was that far? No issues. So here is the repository that we were working on for the past two episodes. We got something working, right? We in the first episode we got the whole backend working, and from the desk we were able to create short links, right? Redirections. And we learned a cool new trick of route resolvers in hooks.py file. Then in the next episode, we learned about how to use Frappe UI for the front end that we use, right? And so we probably have a to-do file here. If not, I have the points here. So we want to implement blacklisted links now so that they can't overwrite slash app from our app, right? So it should be configurable that, okay, these are the slugs or the short forms that you can't use. Okay. Next is QR code. We want to be able to generate QR code for a short link, and they should be able to use it. Okay. Let me check my internet connection. Okay, that's the issue. Yep. So we have to stick to this one particularly. That's fine. So what did we do? Probably this was the first episode. We were able to track clicks. We were able to redirect short clicks. We made it auto increment, remove unnecessary test boilerplate, add Frappe UI starter. Blender for error, can't we make the link endpoint like /s/ instead of slash? That way we don't need to blacklist. I want it to be as short as possible, right? I don't want /s or anything. That's the easier way out. I know. I have seen like people do this /s/ anything. But what I want is, so suppose you are hosting one domain just for short links, right? And people usually do that. For example, you purchased a very short domain just for shortening the links. This you can achieve with this architecture as well, right? But not the other way around. And some people say, why slash slice? Why not slash something else? That again, we need to make it configurable somehow then. So I think this is more flexible way of doing things. And then maybe they add a validation. Okay, add a server script that if it doesn't start with slash and don't let it go, or up or prepend it with slash else, right? So this is more customizable in that terms. Just my opinion. You can go either ways. But the current architecture supports the one you are talking about. Just add a server script, right? Okay, what is next? Yeah, we did keyboard shortcut, we did delete link, we did edit link. So CRUD was working. Now only the bells and whistle features. Let's start. So what I will do is I'm starting from scratch only because I don't know in which bench I have this app and if that bench is working or not. So I'll just bench get app. Copied the wrong thing. Fine. Bench get app. Link light. Yeah, the internet is slow today. Hopefully, I'm not lagging too much behind. Just let me know if that is the case. Then I have to do something about it. Cool. I like this lighter and cooler shade of light in the screen share view. Hmm. Maybe I will compare the two after this stream. Come on. What is this? Why is this so slow? Hmm. And we can't do anything in the meantime. A new version of Bench is available 5.17. Okay, probably I should upgrade. Hello, Salim. Long time. How is it going? So I have been busy with a lot of stuff lately. That is why no regular live streams. And some of it you will get to see soon. What I have been up to. Yeah, if you're joining at Frappe Build, come and say hi. Will be fun. Parava, it's too slow. Maybe GitHub server is an issue. Hmm. Okay, why are tests failing? So there are no tests, but the CI is failing. It means something is wrong. Okay, bench build dash dash app link light. Return non-zero, this that. Oh, Cannot create regular file front end, no such file or directory. Okay, we'll fix it. See, so the CI, even if you don't have any unit tests and you have CI, the out of the box boilerplate CI, right? You could still catch app installation issues, app build issues, right? That throw, right? That is why I like to have CI in place even if there are no unit tests yet. So Blender says, how is the live streaming smooth, but the cloning process takes time? Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. What happened? Okay, failed. Oh, it failed with the same issue that was in the CI. Okay, let's check. Which command is failing? Bench build dash dash app link light. And it failed. Let's open it up in VS Code. Wrong screen. Okay. So this we have to add to git ignore. Git ignore. Aider AI chat. Helix editor. What is this? Public slash front end. Public slash node modules. Any node modules. Okay. Okay. This should do it. And then we want to fix that issue. That issue is probably because, not probably, if you see the message here, right? It was not able to find. Yeah, this is the no such file or directory, right? So there is no www directory, even though it gets created when you create an app, but it's not pushed to GitHub because it's an empty directory. So what we will have to do is we'll have to create a www directory, and inside that we'll need a git keep file, which will make sure it's pushed to GitHub. And now if we try to run this command, or this command, it should pass. Nice, it passed. So let's head over to GitHub and say not frontend.html. Again, we'll have to add that to www slash, because that file is created when Frappe UI, when build command is run, right? And that's a build asset. We'll have to add link light. Gone. Cool. But why is the git keep not coming? Oh, git keep is a folder. It should be a file. So we'll have to delete this and add dot git key. Nice. It should be empty file. And now we can just say fix www must exist. And then we have git ignore, quote, add build assets to git ignore. And then yarn lock. I don't know, it shouldn't be committed. Nice. So let's push this to commits. And in the meantime, let's create a new site. ll.localhost root, my root password 1234. Go on, hack my database. Okay. So what type of content do you want to see on Build with Hussain, right? Anything like I did in the past and I left it, right? Or anything new or anything old. Just let me know on what you guys think that you would find interesting, right? So since you are here on the Sunday morning, I'll give you a sneak peek of what I've been working on, which is the BWH podcast. And that is a podcast with entrepreneurs who are working either on service or product side of an open source business where they are providing solutions on open source, right? For example, Frappe partners. And I've already recorded the first episode. It's in post production. So that should be out, right? And there is one more thing coming that I'm going to announce at Build. That is a new website for Build with Hussain. Spoiler alert. I won't show you. It's ready. I won't show you. New domain as well. Again, I have to go let go of the bws.live domain. But I'm getting a very classic domain this time. So that should always be fine for now. Bench dash dash site ll dot local host install app link light. Open up arc ll dot local host 8000 administrator admin. Save it. Oh, okay, I got it. The issue is, so if you ever see this, right, that you're visiting some site and data of some other site is being loaded because we just created that site, right? So probably default site is set, which means you are in single tenant mode. I did that because I needed to test something that only worked on localhost. So now if I go there, lms/courses is anyways not there. So let's go back, log in again, and stuff is broken. Fine. Bench build dash dash app Frappe. So Alberto says, to be honest, all past content was good for me. Thanks. I had to reply to the message. It was important. Cool. Let's resume. And let's see if build assets are up now. Yes, they are. English, Kolkata, NR, build with Hussain. gmail.com. Okay, so now we have that. And if we check about, link light is installed. And what all doc types were there in link light? Let's see, module link light. There was just two doc types. So this click was for tracking the clicks, and then short link was the actual short link. Okay. And we have to turn on developer mode. Hi, MK Chaudhary. Abhimanyu says, I learned a lot from all your videos. Thank you for making such videos. Glad to know that I'm on the right path. I just have to stay consistent. I know that what I'm doing is uh, necessary as well, kind of, because we need good content. If there is such a framework out there, such apps out there, right, like ERP Next, it's kind of, I feel it's obligatory to share it. Okay, let's turn on developer mode for all the sites. Come on, I use, but no, I have done this in the past and I reverted because when I'm teaching, right, and developer mode is on by default, it kind of breaks my flow of taking students from the custom development to app side. So that is why I will just turn it on for ll.localhost. Site config. You could do this from CLI as well. Developer mode. And then clear cache. Yep. Now we are in developer mode. Nice. So let's check the front end as well. And for that, we will have to do one more thing. In development, we have to say ignore CSRF. Ignore CSRF 1. Okay. We are in a probably an older version. Framework fix custom print. I'm even on a custom branch that I was working on before. It's fine. So what was I doing? Yarn dev. Localhost 8080. ll.localhost 8080. So Salim says, maybe let's start with dev for non-developers with new version of ERP Next. Is going to git clone and bench get app is different or same? So bench get app will do clone and then build, and that is what happened, right? So we don't have an empty state. That's not a good thing. Or is it breaking? See, empty state is breaking for some reason. Good idea to fix it now itself. And since I've forgotten the directory structure, let me go to front end, source. There are pages, the home page, which is actually the only page, right? Why ignore CSRF? Because in development, so if you check the index.html file, right? So in production, Frappe will serve the index file and window will have the actual CSRF token. But in this is for production. When you run bench build, right? That time. But in development, Vite is the one who is serving this HTML file and the JavaScript assets and everything, right? It has no idea about what Jinja is and whatnot. So it will send it as is. If you check the element, right? See, this is as is. It wasn't replaced with anything. And that is why all your API requests will start failing because there is a CSRF check in place. So each API call needs to have a CSRF token along with it. That is why we disable CSRF token, but only in development. Don't do this in production. In production, when you do bench build, Frappe will serve this file and automatically attach CSRF token to your app. Got it? Cool. So if you want to learn more, you can check out the Frappe UI course on Frappe School. So if I hit C, shortcut is breaking even. Create link is breaking. What has happened in the past 2 months? Fine, let's start fixing first and then we can build new features. Home.view. It has create link. Create dialog shown is true. Here is that dialog. There is a placeholder. Fine. Self marketing. There is edit dialog. That is also fine. Yeah, on keystroke, we are doing this. Let's see if we are even listening now. Console.log. C pressed. Sounds like depressed, but yeah, if it was D, it would be depressed. But fine. So let's hit C. C is pressed. C. It's listening, but for some reason our dialog is not being rendered. Let's start fixing this first. Empty list state. So title is undefined. Yeah, list view, options, and we need to provide here empty state. ui.frappe.io. GitHub is slow, not my internet. That is now for sure because live streaming is working. It's like 2.5 Mbps with 0% frame drop. GitHub, GitHub, GitHub. No, not this. This is not GitHub, right? What am I saying? I don't know. Maybe OBS is using up all the bandwidth and then everything else is slow. For some reason, this is the case. Probably the router is acting up. What can we do? In the meantime, we can check short link. Let's create a short link. And I can quickly add an enhancement here, edit doc type, and go to settings, quick entry. Yes. Now I can quickly say destination URL is https or if I have something in clipboard, I don't have anything. Let's add already bwh.live is sort, right? So let's go google.com, which will be G, save, and now we have this short link. And if you visit ll.localhost/8000/G, it should take you to Google and it should track a link, click. That all was working, and it also tracks some other information about the click. That is fine. So backend is working fine. Cool. Frappe UI is open now. Let's go to list view. empty list. Yeah, empty title, empty description. How are they providing it? Empty state. Okay, let's copy empty state, which is object, title, description, button. Let's copy all three. And this should be single quotation. Let's format. Okay, let's see. Refresh. Oh, now empty state won't come because, you know, let's delete. Yeah. So Abhimanyu says, can we create same list view for a doc type by using page doc type in Frappe like we use in Frappe UI? So in case of page doc type, right, you will have to mount view, and that you can do using Doppio. So experiment with it. I haven't done it before. Should be possible. So no records found. So we can call it no links found. Create a new short link to get started. New link. And this on click will actually be what edit dialog shown dot value equal to true, not edit. Yeah, we just have one dialog. I think edit is also what is handling create dialog. Okay, no, okay, there are two separate dialogs. Oh, hot reload, right? No, even then it is not working. In template, this works. Yes. And C should also work. It's working. C, 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 C. And we should focus on this on open. So we can say autofocus, focus, something like that. Forgot what it is. Did this work? No. Or was it? Mm, I barely recall how to autofocus. Autofocus form. See, there is an autofocus attribute on input. So I should just be able to do this autofocus. No, doesn't work because maybe the dialog is overriding the first focus point. Probably. But fine, let's not waste time there. Let's start creating links from here now. HTTPS, Google, let's see. Manual. Manual. And I can say yes. Cool. So now if you visit slash manual, it should work. So now front end is also okay and working. Let's do a commit. So fix empty state. That is why, right, when you're building a product, after a while, your data is in such a state that you don't realize that what a new user sees, right? So it's a good idea to regularly go and do a fresh install of your product or app and then check how is it working, right? So Aditya does this, right? Aditya I think he's a monthly. He had a when I was with him in the Frappe Cloud team, he had a routine to wipe off his local setup and do a fresh install every month of Frappe Cloud. And I think that is a good thing to do if you care about your product, right? And how does it feel as a new user, right? There's also something related to PLG, product led growth. Cool. So now we have this. Let's start building the project or the feature that we wanted. So currently, if I do this right, YouTube, if I'm a nasty user, what I will do is right, bro. I will copy this. I'll go here. I'll paste this. I'll overwrite slash app. And now anybody goes to ll.localhost and tries to go to, let's say, apps. No, why did it not work? Hmm, should have worked. Maybe slash app is now being captured at a top level. Because last time I tried it used to work. That's a good thing actually. We don't have to blacklist slash app then. Um, let's try something else. Let's try slash. Mm, what should we try? Hmm. What is something we don't want them to use? Apps. So if I go to slash apps, because in newer version, right, slash apps is the app screen. Harman Fadi says, Happy Eid Mubarak, brother. Eid Mubarak to you too, if there is it today. So in India, there is it tomorrow. In Saudi and Arabian countries, I think it is today. So now let's go back. So these are the cases we don't want to happen. That is why we will add a feature for blacklisting. So let's start with our favorite type. It should be not submittable, nothing. So it should be part of link light. And let's give it a name. Blacklisted short blacklisted slug. It's a better name. So what should it have? You can just have a name field. Slug. And in naming as well, what I will do is by field name, and that will be slug. Because we want it to be unique anyways. This is mandatory. And this should do for now. Let's go back here. I'll say slash apps, right? So now slash apps, the blacklisted slug, right, shouldn't be allowed for shouldn't be allowed for using as a slug for a short link. And let's go here and short link.py. On trash, we are deleting the clicks, that is fine. But now, before save, what I want to do is I want to check, and it would be better if we use a separate function, self dot. So this acts just like comments. Self dot validate, and even better, let's do validate. blacklisted slug that I will create here. Validate blacklisted slug, self, pass. Now I want to see frappe.db.exists, right? Blacklisted slug. And what is the name of this field in short link? And this is why what I do is I enable type annotations. Let's go to hooks.py, type annotations, uncomment it, clear cache. If I go to doc type list, link light, short link. If I change anything, right? Let's say, let's add a description to description. Short description about this link, something like that. And if I hit save, go back, you will see it generated this type annotation. So now if I do, let's uncomment this, db.exist, self dot c, short link. Nice autocomplete in editor. Yeah, do enable it for your apps as well. So once you enable, every time you update a doc type, create a new doc type, it will generate this type annotations for you. It's turned off by default. So now it checks if this is the case. Frappe dot throw slug self dot short link is not allowed, not available. Not allowed is a better message. And what I will do is I will add frappe dot bold. Okay, now let's go back. Short link. Let's delete and try to create it again. Slug apps is not allowed, right? Nice. So we have implemented a basic blacklisted feature. What did it take? 5 minutes? But yeah, now it is fine. So now we can have some blacklisted link slugs out of the box. And what feature of framework can we use that for? App shouldn't be allowed. Even let's say but currently there is a problem, I'm assuming. So for example, if I use slash app slash something else, right? Not a pattern, but slash app slash something. And let's see if it will let me create it because it's matching for exact patterns. Okay. And what happens if I go to this link? There should be an easier way to copy the short link, right? We will implement that next. So what I want is I want to visit this in my site. So I'm testing nested routes. Yeah. So for slash this it works. About slash apps. let's try this now. F.com is not there, but it worked, right? Nested things are working, and that's an issue. So, okay, we need to support patterns here somehow. That, okay, if it matches this particular regular expression or something like that, it should not allow. Let's do that. Okay, so we'll have to edit doc type and add a checkbox. Is dynamic pattern or plain is regex. Okay, so we want this to be is regex. Oh, you can't edit blacklisted slug. That's an issue. So we want to be able to edit it. So now that won't work. This by field name. We'll say auto increment and we'll make this the title field. Uh, unique field, sorry, unique. Title field will be slug. Can only change to or from auto when there is no data. Delete the data. Okay. Now if we go there, add blacklisted slug, our logic will change. So we want slash app slash dot anything, right? And if we check is regex. So Blender Forever says, in my opinion, we should not allow nested routes. It is supposed to be short. That's even okay. I didn't think about it. So we won't need this thing. Why build something when you can have a better constraint? So I think we should revert back to, let's delete this. Okay. So for those who didn't get it, uh, we shouldn't allow, right? We should have a validation that, okay, there shouldn't be a slash in it. Let's do that. So again, self dot validate nested slug. So this solves our problem, right? They won't be able to do it. And that's reasonable also because it's supposed to be a short link. Why would you? Good point, Blender Forever. Saved us some time and led us to a logical design as well. If self dot short link this Frappe dot throw slug short link. We should call it slug. We should rename it to slug maybe. That field cannot contain slash. Okay, nice. Now nested routes are not allowed. If you try now, see. And since they are not able to change this, right? Slug, this is much better, right? Because anyways, it doesn't matter if you add a validation here. It's already saved. We want it to happen before insert. And since they are not able to update it later, this case won't arise where they update the slug. So slug is not updatable after the first go. See, one design choice, different types of logic you end up with. Cool. Now we have proper blacklisting. Let's remove this. Let's go back to our front end. Let's try to do rr/rr create short link cannot contain slash apps. We have it blacklisted. Yes. Apps. Yes. Slug apps is not allowed. So now our app is more robust, right? Let's go back. Feet. Blacklisted slugs. And we want some of the slugs to be out of the box blacklisted. In that case, I'll move this above. So yeah. What I want is fixtures. Fixtures. I want to have fixtures. Doc type will be, so fixtures are fixed records. Blacklisted slug. And then we will have filters. And that is name in apps app. For now it is fine. And contribute more if you want to. And now we'll export the fixture. So let's first create the app one also. And now if I export fixtures, bench dash site ll.localhost export fixtures. Yes, now this should have created a blacklisted slug.json file which has this. So whenever anybody installs this app, they will automatically get these two records out of the box. So add fixtures for blacklisted slugs. Let's push. And on to the next feature. So the next feature is click to copy. That's a short feature. So first we will add it to desk, also front end. So front end, not now because I'm going to rename it to something else. Slash front end is very geeky, right? You don't want that to be called front end. So usually the folder is called front end. The HTML file can be named something else. So it's slash. So for example, in game plan, it's slash G. In our case, it can be slash S or something else like that. But yeah, I'm going to rename it. That is why I didn't add front end here. Okay, so there was one comment I wanted to respond. Salim says, so let's start with dev for non-developers with new version of ERP next. I didn't reply to that. So, okay, we can do that because I have seen many folks from the audience, from the community, have made a shift from non-developer to developer because of Frappe, and they started learning a little bit of client script and then server script, and then slowly they enjoyed it so much they started building apps and whatnot. That's a good thing. So I'm in Frappe School, right? So now Frappe School has a new domain, school.frappe.io. And if you see badges, There is a ERP Next for beginners in Arabic for the first time, right? And I'm doing a Frappe framework and apps for beginners in Hindi on popular demand. So this is mostly low code, no code, and anybody who is not even a developer, right, can join this one because it's for you can read, right? I have written it in plain Hindi, not a Hindi script, but Hindi. Hindi. Because how would you write doc types in Hindi, right? Like how do you translate it? Cool. So let's do that. So I should be able to copy, right? Copy to clipboard. Let's do that. And I am going to steal it from framework itself. So let's open up framework, code app slash frappe. Let's search for copy to clipboard toolbar.js. No, this is something else. So I want, so there is a utility if you check, right? Copy to clipboard. And here it is. Why is everything red? Fine. So frm.sidebar.embed. See, this we can copy and add it to shortlink.js. Okay. So we want to say copy short link and we want URL to be get full URL, but here it will be frm.doc.shortlink and code. No, we don't want code. We just want to copy the URL and on success, short link copied. Yeah. So it's not doing anything new. It's adding a action to the sidebar and it's adding an attribute to slash href because I think by default it might be generating an a tag. So we are pointing the hyper reference to just hash, don't go anywhere. And then we are overriding on click. So it copies the URL, which will be formed by full URL. So it will prepend site ll.localhost, whatever site name is there, right? Plus the short link. So let's try it out. Let me refresh, copy short link, copy to clipboard. See, it's copied to clipboard. And we want the same thing in front end now. In list view, we want another column with a button. To copy. So we can go to home.view. And how do we add buttons here? We need to expand the list view now. So out of the box options thing won't work because it can render only data columns as you can see. Label and key. Let's see. List ui.frappe.io. List view. Now the internet is working fine. So if you see, this is the simple list. Maybe at short link saving, it should copy to clipboard. That's a good idea. So you are saying, so Alberto is saying when you have, let's say this, App is not allowed. F. On create or edit, it should just copy the link to clipboard. Also good. So we can start with that. So first I will just commit this feet copy to clipboard in desk. Is it view creator or John Doe? This is the creator of view, Ivan Yu. Hmm. We should probably have his name here instead. Respect. Okay, what was I doing? Forgot. Yeah. Yeah, we were adding. So where is, let's remove this console log. Create dialog. Insert. Yep. On success, we are closing the dialog and whatnot. We should just copy to clipboard right here. Let's do that. Copy to clipboard. So what we can do is we can check framework. Not full URL. We want the copy to clipboard. No. Yeah. If navigator.clipboard and is Windows secure context, this. So this is like in modern browser, it will work out of the box, right? Secure context type, probably HTTPS is required. Else, it's doing a hack. The hack is it's creating an HTML element, appending it to the body, this text area, and then populating that input with the string that is provided. And then it's executing exec command is deprecated. Copy. And then it's removing that input element. I don't think we'll need that. Just let's copy this piece. Navigator.clipboard.write text. And we can allow dot then. Okay. Right. Write text, which will be what? Now we need the URL. For now, we'll say test text. Right? Okay, wait, we can test it out. Unexpected token. Yeah. We're already inside the double quotation mark. So what I usually would like to do is extract it out to a separate function and then call that function here because we are writing everything in the template. It's not clean. So let's say if we create a new link, favorite link by now, rr create, cannot read properties of undefined clipboard. Short link RR already exists. SS navigator. So window is not defined here. No, navigator is not defined. This is why they had the if else, right? See, here it is navigator is available. Why is navigator not available here? Navigator. Oh, they have some security measures in place. Fine, we will figure it out. See, cannot read properties of undefined navigator. Why is navigator not defined here? And that too I have attached said window.navigator. Is it because of the secure context thing, which is this? See, we added the autofocus, but it was blocked because already has a focused element. Okay, even is secure context. So the window is not defined here. Probably because we are inside a template and then inside a function. And it's like, okay, on success. So what we have to do now is we have to extract this one out. We'll say on click. It should call a function. Create new, create short link. Okay. And then come down here, function, create short link. Now window should be available, even better, this should be available. Close, links dot insert, this, that, everything. Let's try now. See, it worked. Let's see if it copied the test text. So yeah, that I have read it in the documentation, but I forgot because window and this is all right. It's not available uh, right in the template. So that is why what we did was we extracted it out. And I was talking about extraction even before we didn't hit this because we wanted clean templates. So now it works. What I want now is to figure out this piece, right? And I want to show a toast. That okay, copy to clipboard. We see it in the framework UI, right? So let's figure this piece out. And this will be, I'm going to take an easy way out here. Window dot location. Location. No, it's not location, it's what? Yeah, location. Location dot uh, host host. Yeah, so we need this window dot location dot origin. Yeah. So we want origin slash the short link to be copied to clipboard. Origin slash new link dot short link. This should do the job. And now we want the toast. So we are going to use a library from view sonar. Nice toasts. Let's go to GitHub. Yarn add view sonar. First, we have to cd into the front end directory. Cd front end. So even a small looking feature has a lot of things, right? Because framework has this utilities and everything out of the box. You don't have to do it in the desk part. Then we have test I don't want. I want to see how to use it. Okay. So you'll have to add a toaster. View Sonar has a toaster and toast. Let's go to app.view script setup. And we need to add a toaster. Yeah. So this piece is required because then View Sonar will be able to display those toasts above everything else. And then in anywhere in your app, right, you can just import this toast function. For example, here we want the toast function, right? Toast. And what does it take? Just takes a message, or I think it should take an object as well. Yeah, toast dot success. You can directly call it, or you can say there are utility methods on this. Success link copy to clipboard. Nice. Let's now try it out. And now even if we want to use it, like add a button here, right? That should be doable. Clipboard. See, link copy to clipboard. Can't see it because I am over it, but you could see half of it. Nice. And it has nice animations and everything. Awesome. So now we have feed. Copy to clipboard in front end. Automatically copy to clipboard in front. Nice. We're done with that feature too. We could go one step ahead and add all the buttons for copy to clipboard. That is also a good feature if someone wants to contribute. But I want to do a new feature because I want to show you how that works. So what I want is I want a QR code, right? And now we have to do what is inevitable. We have to use a custom list view and not the out of the box rendering one. So we'll use that. Let me just check how much time do we have? We have 36 minutes. Fine. Let's get to work. So how do we generate a QR code? Right? I have already done it in one of the apps. So I'm going to steal it from there, but there is a Python package that you can install that will let you generate these QR codes. That is one way to do it in the server side, right? And the probably the way we should go with, but there is another way you do it right in the front end, right? So there are JavaScript snippets that you can use to directly do it in the client side. But what we want is we want it in the backend, so we can reuse it in desk and we generate it just once and save it as an image, right? Cool. So I implemented it during the Riyadh boot camp. That was start events. What was it? Events. Yeah. And if we check what package we need to install, it's QR code, this thing. So let's add it to our dependencies. By project.toml dependencies, QR code this, and we can say bench pip install, and it's installed. This was the package, and now the code. So for in this particular app, I used it to generate a QR code for each ticket, and then it showed up in print format as well. So that has an added benefit of server-side generation of this QR code, right? You can use an image field directly embedded in your print formats without writing any Jinja or anything. Conference ticket dot py, and if you see after insert, it generates the QR code, and you can just pass it some text, right, which will be the embedded data inside that QR code. Import QR code, import IO, and then this image is being turned into an IO buffer, bytes, right, using these two lines. And then we are getting the hex value, which we then pass to the file doc type. And that's it. And then we save this URL generated here and save. Cool. So for that, we will need a field in the backend. Short link, attach image, let's call it QR code, hit save. Now this has the QR code, right? So I'm thinking, when should we generate this QR code? I think after insert should work. Why? Because the slug won't get updated, right? And the slug is the data that is being written or encoded in the QR code. After insert, we'll do self dot generate QR code. We'll write this function here, generate QR code self and steal time. So we'll steal it from here. And now I remember why I had it this way here, because I was calling it from desk. So it was easier to test, right? I had a custom button where it said regenerate QR code, regenerate QR code. Cool. So if you see, this will properly work because it uses local.site and then web server port in development. In production, I think we could use something else. So we'll check if it's a developer mode or not, because web server port and everything is not there in production. Cool. So what we want now is change the doc type to short link. This is fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. Cool. Let's test it out. feels like cheating. It actually is cheating. We used an existing app's code, but that is how the usual thing also works, right? You don't figure out the same thing again and again. You might have some notes somewhere, right? In this case, my note was an existing app that I had worked on. So let's clipboard history, Rick, save. Yes, let's test it out. Can someone scroll? Can someone scan it? Where is the camera? ll.localhost. So actually, this is in localhost. Even if you scan, you won't find it. But if I open the same URL that it was trying to open, it should work. Okay. So I copied it to clipboard. Oh, this is the wrong thing. See, it's slash app slash slot link slash. So it should just be slash rig because see, side effects of copy pasting. What we want is slash self dot short link. Okay. Now we want to regenerate QR code, right? Rm.add custom button regenerate QR code frm.call dot then Frappe dot show alert regenerated rm dot refresh regenerated. Now the QR code should point to the correct thing. See, correct. Nice. So we can make this the image field. Edit doc type, settings, form settings, image field is QR code. So now, nice. So this was QR code generation. Feed QR code for short links. QR code for short links. Now we need it in Frappe UI. So this will be the last feature that we implement for link light. That is live. If we want offline, we can do it. Okay, let's start. Let's go to Frappe UI and the documentation. Home. Okay. Custom list. See how it works. So you can have a list header, a list header item. then template, list header, list header, list header, list rows. Okay. Then you have row item. So you can decide how you want to render things, right? This is like the flexibility you get. And there is cell slot. Cell slot. What does this do? Gives you item, row, and column. Let's start with this. So here is the list view. So what we need to do is we need to now have closing tag. So we can pass in slots. Yeah, it's giving the same thing because we are not doing anything, right? We are just rendering it. But now what we can do is we can do v if, v else if, v else, right? So column. So I will add one more column. Actions. For that, I want button dot 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 v if, right? The column is equal to, what is the name of the column? I think we can give it a key. Actions. V else. So it is rendering this button if the column is actions, otherwise it is rendering a span. Not sure what it is doing now. So this is view dev tools. There is a button. In each row. But this is an issue. So I think this is the whole row. This is the item. So you're getting each item. Not sure what is happening here. Let's do one thing. We can do this pre label is undefined. Oh, so it's giving you each cell. And then you have to check if it is this column, we are rendering a button. We were doing the correct thing, right? So let's move this pre here and let's say button. And I think this is somehow evaluating to it's broken. Just for the time being, false. See, it's being evaluated to false, which means this might be the label and not the key. Oh. What is column? Let's do one thing. Print the columns. Oh, it's an object. So column dot key equal actions. But the buttons are not visible here. Yeah, finally the button appears, right? So, okay. This is Frappe UI button. I want theme. So, button. Where are some examples? Okay, variant solid. See, and we want to override the click event because right now the row click is taking away everything, right? And we don't want primary buttons for sure. Crime against humanity to have more than one primary button on a single screen. Rusha Mehta. Okay. But yeah, it's a logical thing. And I think I've written it in one of my blogs as well. Variant will be, so let's check what all variants are available. I even forgot. Quite a long time since I used the button. Subtle. Even outlet works. So hopefully now you understood what is happening. So it's giving giving you each item, each cell. So starting from top to bottom, each cell, and then we are just checking if the column key is the actions, then we are entering a button. We'll get the row as well. So we can see which link is being, which button is being clicked on. But yeah, now this is here. So we want a click. Since we have the toast, we can reuse it. Button clicked on row. No. If you see, both are being triggered, right? So the button click is also being triggered and the row click is also being triggered. So what we can do is we can say self, right? So now what is happening is it's not um, triggering for the child item, but the parent item. So these are modifiers. Now this is what we wanted, right? If they click on the button, it should stop the propagation to the parent element, right? Nice. So we can remove the label now. We don't want label, right? We can now implement copy to clipboard right now. So we can say, we need an icon button actually. Icon equal to uses lucide.dev. All icons, copy. Will this work? Because I haven't configured anything. Yeah, it still works. So probably description and let it go. Okay. Button clicked. And we don't want button click. We want copy into clipboard, which is, let's define a function. Copy to clipboard X. Okay. So now we can come here, wherever that button is, and we can say copy to clipboard, and we want row dot short link. So what we can do is copy, we can make it a useful, more concrete function, right? Copy short link to clipboard. Why I'm doing this is because then this piece, right, can be embedded here. So now they just need to pass in the short link and we will handle the rest. And this will also do the toast thing. So this is the power of abstractions, right? We don't need to, don't repeat yourself. Try code. Okay. Link copy to clipboard. And we should be good to go. Let's see. So copy to clipboard, undefined. Ha! Row. So you'll have to print the row. It has just name, destination, URL, and description. But we are getting it from front end. Got it. This is an issue. Oh, name. Okay, this is the, not an issue, but issue from our side. Should be this. Let's reload. Okay, let's let go of this debug. And now if I say let's copy manual. Nice, works. So now we have copy to clipboard in the front end as well. And what do we want now? Max width. 3XL is fine. No, doesn't work. Something is not right. Yeah. So okay, there is some issue because there is not much content. Why is it scrolling like this? Hmm. So overflow X is hidden, Y is hidden, and this is grid. 0.3, 1 FR, 1 FR. Okay. Hmm. It's fine. We don't have much time to debug this right now. So what we can do is we can remove this max width for now. But MX auto as well. Let it be like this. See, and everything works. Copy to clipboard also works. And we should do one more thing. Let's add blocks. Guys, blocks. Okay. QR code, right? Now that's the second thing. So what I was thinking is, we could have just one actions, which will be a 3-dot menu, and that opens up a drop down, right? We can easily do that. There is a drop down basic, right? Basic. Okay, drop down component from Frappe UI. Drop down. And instead of this being a button, right? So if should come first because readability sake. Yep. So we'll add a drop down here. This can be V else if column dot key equal copy to clipboard This could be more actions. Copy to clipboard. And one more column. More actions. Okay. So now we are handling both the cases. Now we want, yeah, you can give it options. When will the drop down trigger, right? We need a button. Icon equal to more horizontal. Yes. We'll handle the click, don't worry. But okay, there will be an issue now. Because we don't handle the click. Drop down handles the click. So we need to let go of on row click. And selectable. Why is it still clickable? Oh, selectable should be false. Okay. Copy to clipboard still works. Maybe it's a styling issue, not ecological issue. So, but first let's figure out, because there is no options in the drop down, right? Maybe let's start there. Let's start with the options. Option is a list which has a label, on click, and an icon. It can have an icon as well. Drop down. Options equal to list of object, label, show QR code, on click, on click. Toast, showing QR, testing out. Something is wrong. What is wrong? Just a second, I'll be back. Okay. So here is the double quotation mark. Just pausing this. Okay, now see, show QR code. Showing QR code. Fine. So what do we want here, right? We want to also fetch QR code and then show it in a dialog box. Let's show a dialog box here. dialog, and this dialog. Let's take a quick break. I'll be back. Okay, let's do it. So we will define const QR code shown equal to ref false, and then we'll say we model QR code shown, and which is the QR code they want to see, right? That will be defined in uh, the row itself. So we need it somehow in the row. Oh, we'll get it in the data, I think. Yeah, we'll have it in the row. So what we can do is we can just on click of this, right, where we are showing the toast, we want to show the dialog, which will be show QR code shown equal to true, right? QR code, where is it? Okay, let's try it out. Show QR code. Nice. So here we want to show that QR code. And template. Body content. This will just be an image which will have the source as QR code link. QR code link should be a variable which will be null initially, right? And we'll say v if this won't be ever a case, because when we trigger a open of QR code shown, we'll make sure there is a link set. Link QR code for short link. Fine. Now we want to figure out how do we set this link, right? Should be as easy as, where is our, yep. Before showing the QR code, we want to set the link to row dot QR code. And if everything is set correctly, we have the QR code, right? And we can show a download button, which can trigger the download of this, or they can just copy the image from here, right? It's not centered properly. Let's do that because it's causing an OCD for me. So we will drop. And in an ideal world, what I will do is I will extract it as a separate component, extract the edit dialog as a separate component, and the add dialog as a separate component. So this all, a lot of this moves away the logic, right, to different files, and it's easily maintainable. Right now, if you see, I have to scroll too much. What we want is we want a div which will be class legs justify center items. Yes, much better. Nice, we implemented the QR code feature in the front end too. So show QR code. Show QR code. Oh, if for wherever it is not generated, we can do this, right? We can say, now we have all the logic we need. We can do stuff. If not row dot QR code, QR underscore code, right? We want to have a toast dot warning no QR code found, right? And then return. We don't want to show an empty dialog. No QR code found. Let me just change the position of this so you can see the toast before we turn off the live stream. So I want views sonar. Oh, toaster has to be given a position. Top right is good. Position top right. Okay. Link copy to clipboard. And we also want to see the QR code. No QR code found. Show the QR. It's working. We have a nice front end now. Control Shift G, feed QR code in front end. Also custom list view with buttons and actions. And we are done. One last time. Ta-da! Is anybody still with me or gone? Cool. Link light is done. And I'm going on a 1 month vacation. So no live streams. Because I'm going to a place where internet won't be that good and I won't have my setup and whatnot. But yeah, I'll try to write blogs instead. Soman Kumar says how to integrate LMS with my Django backend to enroll a user into a course. Why do you want to integrate LMS, Frappe LMS with Django, right? Because already Frappe has the backend, it has the course and the users and everything, right? Maybe you want to sync to your Django backend. In that case, you can write some server scripts on your Frappe site that makes API calls to your Django app. Or the other way around. You can have your Django app use the REST API that is built into Frappe to sync your courses and users and whatnot from the LMS to your Django backend. Check out REST API. Search Frappe Framework REST API. That was our show. Bye everyone. Have a nice day. I hope you found this 3 episode series useful. Right? And yeah, have a nice weekend. Happy Eid. See you later. Bye everyone.